Welcome, I was going to say my fellow Capricorns. I'm not a Capricorn. Interesting that I even thought that. Though I do have a Capricorn granddaughter that I love so much, December 26th. And I do love Capricorn. I do have to say, maybe that's why I said that. I really was just thinking, like, how much I love Capricorn, like the Capricorns that I know. So maybe subconsciously I was wishing to be a Capricorn. Anyway, this is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. You could have planets in a sign of Capricorn. Some of you are intuitively guided. Whatever brought you, welcome. Let's go ahead and get into your reading, though, because it's probably going to be a long one. I was going to say know that going in, but you've already seen the time. So, anyway. We're going to use our major arcanas again for the month of July. This is a deck I bring out a couple times a year, and I use it, to really help give us a bullet point about, any bullet points about your reading, and, with the reading that's about to happen. Also, I feel like sometimes it's telling its own little message on top of that. So I bring them out a couple times a year, and July I decided to bring them out. We're going to start with our Mother Mary Oracle for our words of wisdom. We're going to use the Gilded Tarot to clarify or really go deeper. And for your main spread, we're going to use the Light Seers. Okay, so let's start with Mother Mary. And let's see what's going on, Capricorn. It's interesting. I know some nice Capricorns and I know some naughty Capricorns. Alright. Let's go and cut. Everything's pre-shuffled, though I already tell that's your card. I feel like that's your card too. I do like to shuffle them with you here, though. So, let's see what we have. We have children. My heart is filled with love for children, which creates miracles and positive changes for them and me. Some of you may be on that path. You can talk about your own children. You can talk about yourself, your inner child, too. But anyways, that may be clarification for some of you. And then, hello, love. Love. Love is the answer to all of my questions. I feel like with a whole lot of reason behind it, though. Love. Okay, and again, we'll read that at the end of the, from the book at the end of the reading. And it'll all make sense. Alright, let's bring in the major arcanas. Not a lot of them, so I don't have to do a lot of shuffling. Give them a cut, if I can pick them up. And let's begin the tarot portion. We have the Empress, the mother figure. The creative one. It's interesting because, like, I feel like it's you. I feel like there's, like, no doubt in my mind. And for some of you, I feel like there's no doubt in your mind. Like, yep, that is me. Okay. She's sitting there quite bountiful. Like there's bounty on her lap. We have hello the star, your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. Nice. With the Empress, like, I feel like the Empress is a certain vibration, really. And I feel like, we're all the Empress. It just depends, where our vibrations is at, at the moment. So it feels like the Empress is like, you know, she's helping to create a dream come true. Look at this, the Chariot. First of all, I feel like that's saying this year. Like something is taking off for someone this year. And I definitely feel like the Empress has, like, put the effort behind it in the same, you know, like, it's like hand in hand with Divine. Look at that, Chariot. Unlimited potential. You know, nobody can handle that Chariot better than the Empress. And the star in between that. Wow. There is like no limit to your potential, in whatever it may be. You know, the Empress is very creative. She is very intuitive. She receives epiphanies. She receives them because she then, you know, she brings them to life. So it can be even like more than one area of your life. You know, but I love that the Chariot then shows up. By the way, Aquarius and Cancer right here. But remember, the Chariot is really controlled by your mind, your intention. It's like balance, like you've found this balance. And I don't know, I feel like it's like making, like dreams are coming true. I know it sounds so good, right? Like, oh, dreams are coming true. But I feel like, you know, it's not for nothing. Like, I feel like you have put some effort into it. There's that rainbow I feel like for some of you have been looking for. I've been looking for that rainbow. Some of you came here and that was a word you had in your mind. Like, if she says rainbow, well, there you go. Also star. Okay. Let's bring in the light seers and let's keep it going. I feel like this is, maybe this spread's going to tell us how this Empress is making a dream come true and see what it's about. Whatever it wants to be. Alright. Huh. The Lovers. Interesting. Interesting. Card of Gemini, first of all. It is a head of a heart decision. Listen, I feel like if I'm the Empress here and you like, there's a dream that I want to manifest and the Chariot it shows for me, it means that I'm ready. And maybe that's always been part of it. I don't know. The Lovers, I feel like, you know, they're different. But, like, I can feel the passion in that. Alright. Interesting. It's going to be a good reading, I can tell. Alright. Except there's a dog barking outside. With the Five of Pentacles. Okay. Some type of change. We have the Knight of Wands. We have the Five of Wands. Interesting, these two fives. Like, you know, this Five of Wands is mirroring, let me bring this lid down. This Five of Wands is mirroring the Lovers. I feel like it's almost like, you know, there's this undeniable connection over here. And maybe this is what the Empress wants. But I do feel like attached to that, like if I'm telling their backstory. Because I feel like that's what the Knight of Wands is like, and the Five of Pentacles. Like, it's kind of the backstory of how we got to where we are. So I feel like if this is talking about a relationship that once was, I feel like there was a lot of ego. I do feel like that. I do feel that. I feel like there was a lot of just you know, the word I want to use is like just being a free spirit. You know, but then I have to come back to this Five of Pentacles, which talks about, you know, it's kind of that feeling like I know one of them. You know, it could be like how each of, like, the people in this lovers, excuse me, both of them, like, this is my five, this is their five. You know, maybe it was them who just, you know, refused to back down, refused, like, you know, whatever it may be. It's a lot of ego type energy, but over here, this is more like something that happens is really out of my control. But, you know, what I love about this image is it clearly shows that there's a door there. And the key to unlock that door is right there. But it's where this person is focusing. So as long as they focus, like they keep their head down and, you know, they don't allow themselves to evolve from this energy, they don't turn around and see that key and that door. It's like, here's your path and here's the way. Five does speak about change. You know, I almost feel like I have two people here, like it's just who we were. Alright, well, so what am I holding? The Eight of Pentacles. Someone that this can tie back to something that you do. It's interesting because the Eight of Pentacles, I feel like it could be potentially being, you know, for some of you, learning something new. Like a part of you, you know, then I have, and she's looking right back at the Empress, so maybe it's like through this evolution, you know, I began something, you know, and I feel like the person in the Eight of Pentacles, you know, first of all, they learn as they go. They don't have to go in knowing it all, because they're going in as the apprentice, so to speak. You know, but they're definitely expecting a growth. Eight of Pentacles says, if you put your focus upon me, I will grow. And maybe that was important for the Empress. You know, maybe it's the only way the Empress could become this Empress. Anyway, keep going. Eight's about a new beginning. Whether I'm creating, first of all, you're creating it for yourself. But I feel like don't be surprised, or, you know, as you reflect back, you'd be like, things did kind of, you know, once I got past this Five of Pentacles energy, and focused on me and my growth, like you can look back and see it. Anyway, here's the Magician, Manifestor, and the Hierophant, Court of Taurus. It's interesting because I feel like the Empress is over here manifesting, and then we have this Magician connected to the Hierophant. I feel like, you know, and I feel like for some of you, like if this is spiritual based business, something that you've just, you know, you found yourself on that path. I feel like, you know, again, there's no limit on it, because there's no limit on your spirituality. You know, you learn more and more and more, and once you know, you know. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know what you don't know what you don't know. But once you know it, you know it. Alright, anyway. You know, sometimes I feel like in like special type of relationships, you know, like not all of them are meant to, like, you know, like even my own, You know, like, we met when we were young, you know, fell in love, all that. But then, you know, then life happened. And this teenagers to now, like, in our 50s and 60s. So, I don't know why I'm telling you that. With the Seven of Cups, it's funny because this is the card of, you know, confusion. You know, like, okay, now someone is Judgment. Look at that. Your spiritual team. You know, when Judgment shows up, it's calling you to the present moment. Why? Because there's about to be some type of a rebirth in your life. Doesn't mean you ask for it. Doesn't mean you know it, that it's coming. It's like, but it's coming. Right? So it's saying, don't get stuck in the past, right? Get past those emotions and, like, come back to balance. And for some of you, like, it is literally, you know, taking that time and following your interest, you know, because this Empress is making, I feel like, her dreams come true. I see the, you know, for some, the questioning of it. Should I? You know, should I? And I feel like the answer is yes. You know, but let's look. I mean, look at what follows Judgment. The Ace of Pentacles. Dang it, that's the way. You know, the Ace of Pentacles is meant to come in and help you in some kind of physical way. You know, whether it be, you know, finances, whether it be job offers, whether it just be like, you know, the things that start to pique your interest. You know, this seed is yours to nurture. That, you know, that might be why the Empress is here. Because if you nurture it, you know, it's gonna, that's why I said, no wonder I said, and I see her all the time. I think that's the first time I ever said, look how bountiful she is. I don't think I've ever said that before. Well, I feel that now. Like, now I know why I said that, because I feel like it's a perfect example of taking a seed, right? Allowing it to take root, nurturing it, and then knowing the perfect time. The Empress, like the perfect time to bring it out, to allow it to blossom. Excuse me. Wow. Sun, sun, everywhere, sun. Alright. You know, and for some of you, I feel like there was a time where, like, you followed love and you did get your heart broken. Something happened. And you feel like, maybe you feel regret, but you shouldn't, because I feel like where you are today and who you are today couldn't have happened otherwise. You know, maybe that's your destiny. Maybe that is your destiny. I don't know. I don't know. Alright, anyway. We have the Three of Wands. So this is an optimistic view. You know, I like that next to the Ace of Pentacles. I was taking the Ace of Pentacles, and, you know, I'm not putting, like, all my eggs in one basket or all my expectations upon that. You know, I'm going to let it be what it wants to be. But I'm going to, you know, I feel like in the Three of Wands, like, we know our ships will come in, like, when they're meant to come in. It's funny because I feel like it's almost like someone's starting to remember that old them and that more carefree them you know, take the heartache go out of it, just who you were, you know, like, I feel like, because I feel like free spirit, but I don't mean that in a way like, you know, like, you had to be a hippie chick kind of way. I mean, I need, you know, like, not so encumbered. Let's just put it that way. Anyway, look at this tower. You know, looking at what this tower is mirroring, and first of all, it's mirroring judgment, rebirth, right? So it could certainly signify, like, you know, the rebound or rebirth after the tower. And maybe that's, like, for some of you, you're in that questioning mode. Should I? Shouldn't I? Judgment is, you know, I feel like if nothing else, like, you know, your intuition is guiding you. And follow that. I think that's probably the best advice I can give here, is like, your intuition is guiding you. I don't have to guide you. That sounded weird. Interesting. So the tower is mirroring the Five of Wands. That would make sense. You know, a lot of ego energy. Nobody's backing down here. Tower comes in. Tower is mirroring the Lovers. That would make sense, because I feel like there wasn't, you know, there was, then there wasn't, and maybe there is again. Judgment makes me feel like, you know, this may be the time. Are you ready? Like, are you ready? Because I feel like, really, it's the Empress who's manifesting the dreams here. So, she would be ready. But she may, in the same breath, like, created a nice little life for herself. Anyways, look at the bottom of the deck. With the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. Can be a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Doesn't have to be. You know, I feel like this is talking about someone's emotional house. And maybe connecting some way back to the Lovers, like, whether it just be remembrance, you know, maybe it feels like for some could even be telepathic communication, but I feel like that'd be for few. More like, thinking about them a lot. I wonder if they're thinking about me too. You know, and I think that they are. I think that they are. I gotta look under 5 Swords. But what do I do about it? What do I do about it? What do I do about it? I feel like the Queen of Cups would be open to it. Again, take out the sign and just think of the emotion, you know, of Cups. You know, I feel love. I definitely feel love. And I think also Mother Mary gave us love, because I can feel it. And look at that, the 9 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. And I just have to show you that, because I feel like for some of you, you know, you're creating that for yourself, you know, or like don't look back and think, you know, but, you know, because I feel like maybe you wouldn't have done what you're doing, and, you know, because of that. I don't know. But I do feel like a sense of independence in this energy. And I don't feel like it's because you need it. It's because it's what you want. And I get it. Alright. So let's use the Gilded Tarot, and we're going to start at the beginning, but we're really looking at everything. With Lovers, Five of Pentacles, I feel like something happens. We have the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups, you know, it's like it came in reverse, but I didn't want to read I said to myself, no reversals tonight. Really, I'm reading at night. But I feel like either way, I feel like what it's saying, like if it was in reverse, it's for those who have moved beyond that Five of Pentacles energy, like found that key, unlocked that new door. You know, listen, maybe it took me down a path I never expected, but nonetheless, like, nonetheless, I feel like you find yourself in the right path. Anyway. And I feel like the other would be the one who would not move past that Five of Pentacles for a while. Because remember, it speaks about change, and sometimes, I don't know. Look at that, Two of Wands. I like that because it's coming right over the Five of Pentacles, starting down a new path. I like the Path of Pentacles, or I'm sorry, the Path of Wands, because I'm seeing a lot of Wands. I'm seeing a lot of Pentacles too, though. Coming over that Five of Pentacles. You know, I feel like, you know, for some reason, if there's like someone that I can't be with, for whatever the reason, you know, I should consider still, like, knowing that there's more. You know, like, because I feel like the Two of Wands is like maybe a path that, I want to say that you didn't really kind of expect, but nonetheless, there it is. Look at that, the Lovers again. Two Pentacles. Interesting. It's like two different ways of looking at, I feel like, the same thing. Page of Swords. And then look at this, the Lovers again. Interesting. So it's funny, I was thinking, like, in the beginning, I'm like, you know, the Capricorns I know, like, you know, I think they're all, like, I don't know, like, great personalities. But then I was thinking about, and there's some naughty ones, too, that I know, but I mean, in a fun kind of way, but I guess depending on the situation. Anyway. Interesting. Almost like coming to a crossroads. Coming to a crossroads. Which path do you choose? It's interesting. You know, it's interesting because I feel like no matter which path you choose, whether I go through the Two of Wands, that path, or I go through the Two of Pentacles, that path, I feel like both paths, who do they lead to? They lead to the Lovers. Either path. Maybe it's in different ways. Maybe it's talking about even different lifetimes. There could be communication through the Page of Swords. It would make sense coming through the Page's energy, right? Younger. Do you feel like of a younger time? Look at that. We have Justice. But it's in reverse. Card of Libra. Card of Balance. It's in reverse. You know, I feel like something maybe didn't feel fair. You know what I mean? Like, didn't feel fair. But nonetheless, it was. It was. And I feel like for some, you know, maybe it was someone who was tied to another. And I don't know. Listen, I feel like I'm pretty comfortable saying in your reading what will be, because I feel like either direction I go, it's leading me back to the Lovers, but maybe in different ways. All right, let's keep going. Excuse me. You know, I'm feeling like, you know, maybe somebody was tied to another. It's interesting because, you know, if the Eight of Cups was in reverse also, it could be, you know, like, I could see, like, waiting to see if they're going to cut ties. But I feel like, waiting is not what I should do. Because I feel like you also, like, I feel like something you're creating. And listen, if you look down this line, right, the Eight of Pentacles, the Magician with the Hierophant, very, I don't know, spiritual type energy. So I feel like, and then creating from that, and think about the Empress, right? I feel like receiving those epiphanies. Eight of Pentacles, I feel like somebody is then putting it to work, putting it to use. Okay. So again, you know, maybe I went out and did my thing. And that's a good thing. We have the Death card of Scorpio. It's the card of endings. But it is also for a rebirth, though. Remember that. This is about a closing of one door, and it may talk about, like, I gotta kind of forget about that chapter if, like, something didn't turn out my way. You know what I mean? That chapter's that chapter. I gotta create a new chapter. You know, through the Two of Pentacles. So I feel like, you know, the Death card says you gotta close the door. At least to what was. But this is so that you can have a rebirth in your life. You know, I feel like we're so much more than we think that we are. If that makes sense. I feel like, you know, and then what can I create? Well, I feel like because Death cards of the Magician, you know, when you close that door, I feel like quickly you can manifest those epiphanies, you know, because it does speak about a rebirth. And the Magician is I think your participation in it. You know, the Magician is the Fool's greatest teacher. Like, hey, I've been there, done that. Let me tell you how you can best move forward now. So anyway. I feel like if there's anyone who, let's just say is connected to another, but also connected to us in some way, I feel like, I kind of feel like you're not putting up with it. Now, I'm not telling you to end it if you don't want to end it. This, I feel like you would already have on your mind. And again, I feel like what will happen will happen. We have the Six of Pentacles, or I'm sorry, Six of Cups over the Hierophant. You know, I feel like it's saying, I might have to close the door, But I may have to close the door to that negative thinking about someone. I need to start looking at it in a different perspective. Six of Cups speaks about, memories that were created, and I kind of feel like cherished. I often feel like it's someone of your past. It may be that this person is part of the rebirth. Interesting that the Six of Pentacles is connected to the Two of Pentacles versus Two of Wands. I often feel the person in Two of Pentacles is looking at the situation more as, like, will adding you to my life, will it expand my life, or is it just gonna deplete me? Will take away from my life. Empress isn't going to lose that vibration. But I feel like you would know that. And then I feel like the Death card right before that, right? Like saying, if you close this door, I promise you, a new door will open. When Judgment's here also, a rebirth. The Death card's the same thing, a rebirth. The Ace of Pentacles, same thing. Look at this. Here's the Empress. And then we have the Knight of Wands. Interesting. I feel like, I say this all the time, but I feel it too. I feel like as you get lost in your creative self, I feel like it just naturally, like, the universe responds in kind in many different forms. You know what I mean? Interesting, the Knight of Wands is now coming in over Judgment, because Judgment is about present moment, right? Rebirth, and then the Knight of Wands can be a rush of energy, a rush of energy. Could change everything. Could change everything. Okay. We have the Seven of Wands. I feel like this is someone defending that ace. Like I'm defending it. Why? I don't know. We have the Nine of Cups. I kind of liked seeing that. I feel like at the same breath, though, I feel like in a way I'm defending my life. Not my life, but my lifestyle, let's say. Almost like I'll let somebody in emotionally, but I won't let them in a physical way, like in a like putting their name on a house or on a vehicle. You know what I mean? I won't make that type of commitment. I don't know why I feel that all of a sudden. The Ace of Wands. Look at that. After the Tower. After the Tower. Interesting. And then we have the Seven of Cups again. We have the Ace of Wands. I'm sorry, the Ace of Swords. And then, interesting, we have the Tower again. First of all, I feel like, I don't feel like this is the first time. I just don't. And I feel like it's definitely talking about both lovers here. I feel like both lovers experience this tower in a different way, but both in their own way. And maybe, I almost feel like, but we've been here before too. Maybe last lifetime it was the other way around. Maybe this time it's time for you to go through. I don't know. I feel like I've been here. Interesting. You know, we have the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords in between the Seven of Wands and the Nine of Cups. I feel like, I kind of feel like when you least expect it, when you're just living your life, when you're just doing your thing, I feel like you may receive, someone may reach out and communicate with you. And it may immediately strike something within you, like strike the fire, whether I wanted to or not. Because again, what's mirroring this Ace of Wands is the Knight of Wands, and I feel like it's rushing in, and I feel like your spiritual team is like, be ready, prepare yourself, close the doors. I feel like in a way you're protecting this ace, though, and I guess it's okay. Like, I guess there's no problem with that. Like, why wouldn't you? Anyway, I feel like that's the least of our I don't even want to say problems, because it's not even a problem. Interesting. I just feel like when you least expect it. Alright, let's do one round, because I feel like I get it. And I feel like if it's for you, you get it too. You know, I feel like it's for different people, for sure. Interesting. Okay, so I picked that up. We have the Moon. Actually, both in reverse, though. And and your intuition, the High Priestess. Both in reverse. And I feel like this is kind of like a block. This is like, I'm not going to take a chance because I'm not certain. It means you're not listening to your intuition. You're letting your, you know, and listen, you have a right to do whatever you want. But I feel like there's something that's being clouded at the same time. So I feel like that's one way of looking at it. Alright, I want to do one more because I feel like there's one side. You know, interesting that the Moon's in reverse under the Two of Wands, because I always feel like the Two of Wands is my yes card. But with the Moon, it's like, I have to take a chance. And it's interesting because I feel like you're not listening to your intuition. You know, and how do I know you're going to? That's the thing. Like, how do I even know? I guess you'll tell me. We have Seven of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Wands. Or, I'm sorry, the Eight of Swords. Self-created prison. And look at this. We have the Ace of Cups. I almost feel like I am telling like a Romeo and Juliet, you know, except the ending part. But who knows? Maybe at the very, very, like every ending is meant to be like feeling tragic because of the story. You know? I mean, like if it's just the normal, love, and it was told. I don't know that anybody really care about the ending, so to speak, but I feel like because there is depth here, and I do feel like challenges, and I do feel like Seven Pentacles is saying all of it is meant to be, and that's that. I don't love the Ace of Cups next to the Eight of Swords, to be honest, because I feel like you are not trusting. It's interesting because I feel like on both sides, it's almost like I'm not trusting. Self-created prison, right? Who can break me free? Only you. Okay, well, I can't let it end there. Maybe you haven't really loved since then. You may, maybe you've been in love, but you haven't really been in love since then, if you know what I mean. We have the Five of Swords and then the Ten of Wands. Maybe it's just saying very quickly, like, it's talking about, again, it feels like toxic energy in the Five of Swords. It's energy that may be out of my control. Best thing I can do there, again, it can be bad communication, is I can see it, you know, look at it, make the changes necessary, and sometimes that means leaving, because I feel like almost from that Five of Swords to Ten of Wands again, I'm taking on the gist of the responsibility here. Maybe it's showing you what would have been. You know, in a way, I feel like it is. It's showing you what would have been. And maybe you gotta, like, tell yourself that, instead of allowing yourself to live in a what was. You know what I mean? Because I feel like maybe it would have turned out differently. Why? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe just because of the time. I don't know. Seven of Swords. Interesting. Untrustworthy energy. Like the thief in the night. I feel like for someone it's like I'm gonna have a hard time trusting again. And maybe just naturally maybe you're naturally someone who has a tendency to put the brunt of the responsibility on your shoulders. And you're gonna know that about you, right? Because you're gonna know whose weight you're carrying and why you're doing that. Don't forget, we have the Ace of Pentacles. And then we have Seven of Pentacles. I feel like it means that there are seeds that are coming to fruition. And then we look at the aces. Holy shit. We have the Ace of Swords. We have the Ace of Wands. And now we have the Ace of Cups. What don't we have? Oh, we have the Ace of Pentacles. We have it all. But interesting that beside this ace is the Eight of Swords. It's almost like a block around me, right? And right above it is Lovers. I mean, I can't deny it. Anyway. Okay. I don't like leaving it there either. Six of Swords. I just feel like it's saying that it was best that you, for whatever reason, left at that time. You know, it's like here you are in the boat, right? You're moving through that energy of the Five of Swords. Like, I'm realizing that maybe I can't change it. You know, maybe I just have to move through it, right? This talks about moving to calmer waters. Maybe you're just allowing paths to open instead of Eight of Swords. I almost feel like instead of allowing like new paths to open, because I feel like we're here for not just love, maybe in love in different forms, you know, some real love of what you do. And I feel like that's the Empress, you know, but I feel like, come on, it's the Empress. She's probably, if she's single, she's probably trying to manifest love at the same time. Anyway, Six Swords. You know, I feel like what it's saying is the energy you're going through right now is temporary. I feel like, you know, you just have to know what you know, and just be honest with yourself. I don't know. I feel like I don't even want to preach. I feel like, I definitely feel like there's a lot to deal with. There's a lot to deal with. And maybe, I don't know, maybe I wasn't meant to deal with it. Maybe I was meant to go do my own thing. I definitely feel that strongly for a lot of you. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave it there. Let's read Mother Mary. I'm making this way too long. Children. Alright. Miracles occur as God's healing love lives through an open human heart. You are a vessel for miracles involving children. This card comes to you because the answer to your question has to do with young people. Mother Mary oversees everyone whose life purpose involves children as she cares deeply for their welfare. Work in conjunction with her to bring more of them into your life and help youths in need. She will guide your every step if you listen carefully to the wisdom within your heart. You grab a drink. Alright. Love. Love. Funny. Right next to joy. It's right after it. Marriage. That makes sense. Alright. Love. This card counsels you that you're feeling loved is your true desire. And this very condition is continuously offered to you by God, Jesus, Mother Mary, and the angels. Surround your current situation and relationships with love, which will loosen the bonds of ego attachment. When you pray for love to heal your situation, God sends angels to your side. Mother Mary counsels you to use only loving words when you speak, think, or write. Avoid pessimistic discussions with yourself or others, as it's essential for you to surround yourself with the highest energy available. By doing so, you'll witness miraculous healings, experience new opportunities, and attract wonderful relationships. Amen. I mean, come on, guys. Wow. I feel like my voice has gotten really weird. So I think I'm going to let it be. I feel like I've just been talking and talking. I love you guys. Wow. I feel like it's very deep. I feel like we're probably going past life type of energy. Very interesting. Very interesting. I feel like a lot of you are in different places. And you may be at that crossroad. I don't know if I helped or not. I feel like all roads lead back to. So, anyway, I love you. That's interesting. I love you. I'll see you next time at our table. Bye-bye.